Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Game of Thrones When It's Coming. Today we are going to take a look at patch notes for the recently added update which we had, I believe, 2 days ago. The update had several things that could impact the gameplay for the future, so obviously we are going to have a quick look at it. Some of the new features that has been added is that they've added universal material items for battle-related equipment that you can get from Rebel leaders, as you can see here as well on the improvements. They have also added building speed up item types, which is, I suppose, great. I haven't run into them myself yet either, but I would assume that these things are from the quest stories rewards that you can get during the game. And then we also have the strategic skill tab for dragons, and that the commanders for Siege of Winterfell have overhauled their entire commander set and skill set, so we have to take a look at that as well to kind of get an idea of what it is. And then of course there are some general improvements in terms of Siege of Winterfell, how the game runs, and some general improved rewards for the game in general. So let's jump right into it. The first thing that we are going to take a look at is, of course, the strategic changes to the commander skills for Siege of Winterfell. They have added all commanders into Siege of Winterfell now, except for Darius, I believe, is the only one that hasn't been included. Everyone else is basically able to be used in the Siege of Winterfell event, and you can see that Marjorie was one of those commanders that did not have access to Siege of Winterfell before, that now has access to Siege of Winterfell. And you can also see that there are some healing skills now, there is some increase skill damage dealt by the troops, so skill damage increases. There are certain things like troop specific defenses, attacks. I believe there is also the Solen one, which is reduce target troops rage by 250, and rage is the currency, if you can call it like that, that's used to activate a skill. So when you have 1000 rage, then this skill activates, and this basically holds it down by 25%. So that's how they have started changing around the commanders and their strategic effectiveness. There are more commanders that also have heal built into their kit and other side effects through that as well. So it's generally a complete overhaul. I personally recommend you all to look through your commanders, see what works, what doesn't work, what seems to have changed before the Siege of Winterfell season starts, which starts in, I believe, a few days, 2 or 3 days. The registration starts. So check through everything and then decide what setup is working for you. Since we talked about the strategic skills for commanders, we might as well take the dragons as right now. And you can see that dragons have gotten some static stats that are used for whatever troop deployment they are in. And you can see for the normal dragon that everyone should have by this point at level 60, you have the 70% total attack and total defense added to the roster. For the Shadow Moon, you have 84% total attack and total defense when the Shadow Moon dragon is with that specific what's it called? March, of course, March. With that specific March. And I also have a level 10 baby Frost dragon that has 10% total attack, total defense. So it's not something that's super huge in that aspect, but when looking at strategic skills, you can see that they also have strategic skills, like an extra bar for Siege of Winterfell specific skills on the dragons now. So you can equip your dragon with the skills that are required, and then at the bottom you can see there are strategic attributes for a level 9 cavalry attack. The skill, you get a 22% or 32% cavalry attack increase, and that's of course a really great thing. The red skills, some of the spenders have increased army size, increased rate of attacks from dragons, increased healing, bunch of stuff. So the Siege of Winterfell event has been geared towards a more pay-to-win direction, in my opinion. But I will have to actually see how it works out on the field to get a feeling for it before I can really say if that's the case for this. To finish off the video, we will take a look at the newly added battle-related equipment that also drops from Rebuild Leaders, as you can see here. It's quite simple, and as the description says, it can be converted into any material of the Storm's Rage, Sunspear and Frost set at the blacksmith. And that's all great and good, but as of when this video is made, they have made it so that if you need a gold piece and you have a couple of purple pieces maybe for that specific equipment, then you basically need a full amount of battle equipment materials to actually craft a gold piece rather than just enough to mix it together with the purple equipment pieces that you have and then make it to gold. So when you have lower quality pieces, that of course makes it a lot easier and speeds up the process in that regard. But at purple and gold level, then it takes quite some time. The good thing is that the drop rate seems to be fairly okayish. You get at least one, if not two, per hit. And if you have the honor token, then that also gets doubled. So if you're hitting, let's say, 3-4 times a day, then you get maybe 20-25 pieces with honor token on top of that. And so it speeds up the equipment gathering immensely. But since they have made it so that you can't really craft them unless you have the full amount, does take a little bit of the benefits from it away. We feared, of course, that the building general speedups will be added to the Rebuild Leaders as well, but they are not added there. I still believe I've only seen them in connection with story quests, and I have also seen, I believe it's in quest here, that the weekly rewards also have been updated. So now you get 20 pieces of battle equipment material in that, and you get some refinement ore in the 1500. So I believe this is just so that to speed up the new accounts that are in the game, because we that have played the game for years have had a lot of time to accumulate these specific items, but these are meant to help the new players that are joining into the game, in my opinion. So that's really great. I think it's really great. It's a good support for those that are not heavily investing into the game. And the last little bit I wanted to talk about was in the Siege of Winterfell, because it has been told that this time around that we will be deploying from the same specific building from each side. So does that mean that the barrier has been removed? Probably not, but the barrier might have been decreased, so it's smaller. And since everyone is deploying from the same building, it's also easier for you to group up, in my opinion. Of course, it does make it more difficult to keep track of who's moving, who's not doing anything, and so on. But I personally think it's better to kind of be grouped up together to begin with, because then you can basically make a plan on how to move out your armies from the get-go. But yeah, that was kind of the general things from this update. I hope you liked the video. Comment or subscribe to the channel if you're new. And of course, if you want to play the game, then the game link is down in the description below, as it is for the Game of Thrones When It's Coming Discord group. And you can also get the link for where I get my music from down in the description below. And yeah, I hope you all have a great weekend. A good luck with the Siege of Winterfell season. And yeah, make sure that you read up on the new stuff. So take care. Bye bye.